This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. If you've been subscribed to my channel for any length of time at all, you know that I've done a couple of videos about Donald Trump. When fascism rose in America, this former Republican, albeit a long time ago, I was a Republican, but it goes to show that I had some affinity, some romanticization of the Republican policies or the party or whatever. It's not the case, and it hasn't been for decades. But I was immediately alarmed of what I was viewing, the rise of Donald Trump. So, it's really what this channel was born out of. The fascist viewpoint, the fascist attempt at fundamentally transforming America. And I did a lot of videos on Donald Trump. Some, the funny nature of it all, the humorous, the comical, the hilarity that he brought to the table. But juxtaposed against it, on the other side of the coin of the funny, is tragedy, is a remarkable danger that was outlined in what he proposed to change America into sentence and a preposition. Donald Trump believes that the government was at his whim, that as president of the United States, he had total authority. He said that many times. He could do whatever he wanted to do. I have an Article 2. I could do whatever I want to do. Article 2 meaning Article 2 of the Constitution, which outlines the powers of the presidency. Article 1 outlining the powers of Congress. The first article outlining the powers of Congress. So it came as no surprise to anybody when he started tweeting things about Saturday Night Live because of his fragile, childlike, not even childlike ego. That's almost insulting to children. Donald Trump's ego was Fabergé egg-like. Absolutely brittle and weak like his intellect. I'm going to read a tweet and then we'll read a little bit from this Daily Beast article that really does juxtapose the comedy against the tragedy of the rule of Donald Trump, as the administration of Donald Trump. This is a tweet from March 17th, 2019, concerning Saturday Night Live making fun of Donald Trump, just like they've done going back to Gerald Ford. They've made fun of every single president, regardless of party, forever, since the show has been around. But Donald Trump, he's a sad guy, and he can't handle it. Again, tweet, March 17th, 2019. It's truly incredible that shows like Saturday Night Live, no funny, no talent, can spend all of their time knocking the same person, parenthetically me, over and over without so much of a mention of quote unquote the other side. Fan of the comma, Donald Trump. Like an advertisement without consequences. Same with the late night shows. Should Federal Election Commission and or FCC look into this? There must be collusion with the Democrats and, of course, Russia. Such a one-sided media coverage. Most of it fake news. Hard to believe I won and I am winning. Approval rating 52%, 93% with Republicans. Sorry! Exclamation point. Hashtag MAGA. Well, it's a classic tweet from Donald Trump. No one's surprised by this nonsense. No one should be surprised. Except for the fact that he did do this. He did attempt to dispatch the Federal Election Commission, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, and even the DOJ, the Department of Justice. He didn't do it. He didn't get them to do it, but he was trying his best to do it. Reading from this article from the Daily Beast, Trump wanted his Justice Department to stop SNL from teasing him. Because that's what this comes down to. He is a child who cannot be teased. President of the United States of America, ostensibly the most powerful position on the planet, and he can't be teased when there's so much to tease about Donald Trump. From the article, it was, on its face, a ridiculous question and threat, as SNL is obviously satire, and therefore a form of protected speech in America that pissed off commanders-in-chief have no authority to directly subvert. However, then President Donald Trump went further than simply tweeting his displeasure with the late-night comedians and SNL writers' room. The internal discussions that followed between the former leader of the free world and some of his political and legal advisors once again underscored just how much Trump wanted to use the full weight and power of the United States government to punish his personal enemies. According to two people familiar with the matter, Trump asked advisors and lawyers in early 2019 about what the Federal Communications Commission, the court system, and most confusingly to some Trump lieutenants, the Department of Justice could do to probe or mitigate SNL, Jimmy Kimmel, and other late-night comedy mischief makers. To those who heard it, Trump's inquiries into what federal regulations could be used to bust the likes of Kimmel and SNL were more nuisance than constitutional crisis. It was more annoying than alarming, to be honest with you, one of the sources recalled. However, the conversations further showed, in the pettiest of ways, how the 45th U.S. president was keen on turning the country's top law enforcers into something more akin to his own personally retained law firm. Hilarious, to be sure, but also scary that we almost, if not for the embarrassment that would have been ensued or visited upon these advisors, we may have had a president dispatch a la Nixon, the other Republican ne'er-do-well, would have dispatched the power and weight and authority of the United States government on a personal errand. That is not why we elect public officials. They are supposed to be acting in the public interest, not their own personal interest, especially when it involves a comedy troupe. Clearly a comedy show, which is absolutely protected free speech. But Donald Trump and his Republican idiots do not believe in the First Amendment. They whine and cry and snivel about free speech, my free speech, on Twitter and Facebook, not fully grasping the nuance of what freedom of speech in this country is and how it shall not be abridged by the government. Having a tweet deleted by Twitter isn't a violation of your free speech rights, Republicans. However, using the weight and authority of the United States government to suppress speech is. Continuing, in early 2019, Trump had to be repeatedly advised that the quote-unquote equal time rules to which he appeared to refer wouldn't even apply in this situation, given that late-night shows and NBC sketch comedy are clearly staged satire and thus not bound by the same requirements of other forms of broadcast TV and radio. The other source, who has a law degree, said that when they briefly discussed this with Trump more than 2 years ago, they made a point of saying that the Justice Department, in particular, doesn't handle these matters anyway. Trump seemed disappointed to hear that there was no actual legal recourse or anything that the FCC or DOJ could do to punish late-night anti-Trump comedy. Quote, Can something else be done about it? Trump replied, according to this source, to which they responded with some version of, I'll look into it. Parenthetically, the Daily Beast adds, this person says that to this day, they have not, in fact, looked into it. And then most unsurprisingly of all, is in a statement released on Tuesday, Trump mischaracterized the Daily Beast story and called it fabricated. Fabricated, or in Trumpese, fake news. But how many times, really, how many times over the course of the last 5 years has he called something fake news that we ended up learning was absolutely true? Every single time. Because Trump is a thin-skinned weakling and a liar. Look, moreover, this should point to how much responsibility there is and should be placed on us, the electorate, to get involved. Not just cast your own personal vote, but implore those around you to vote, to get involved, to stay active in politics. Because it's through organization and activism that we are going to fundamentally change America into what our founding documents aspire for us to be. A truly equal country with justice and fairness and equality for everybody. Not just the wealthy idiot presidents who think that the government serves at their whim personally. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about this. Call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I love you guys. I appreciate all of your engagement. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. A lot of times, you watch a couple of my videos and then YouTube thinks you're in love with me, so they just keep sending you my videos. But sometimes you haven't subscribed. So get on that. Click the little subscribe button. If you'd like to support my work, if I bring you any value at all, I would appreciate you considering supporting my work here on YouTube. For as little as $1.99 a month, $1.99 a month, you can help produce my work, help move the conversation forward in what I think is an important way. Talk about things that are important, even funny, silly things that do hold some importance. If this format isn't enough for you and you'd like to hear more, you can subscribe to my podcast. It's called I Doubt It. Follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I'm even on TikTok. It still sounds weird to say it. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.